الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. We get this question a lot. What happened that day in that debate with the three clowns? You had Hammer Time, you had the crook.
How come we haven't met earlier, man? Anthony, I can tell you were a crook.
I can tell you were a shooter.
Oh yeah, still am. Let's go.
You're crook.
So,
And you had Disappearing Sam. So what really happened, right? So what happened? You can hear it from them. They made a plot, they made a makr, they made a plan. They spent months planning this. You can.
I will confront him. In due course, in God's timing, I will confront him. And I'll make sure there are cameras to record the encounter, because we're going to record it for YouTube. We're going to end his blasphemy. We're going to end his jihad against Jesus, his God, and Muhammad. We are going to show up at Balboa Park. Uthman Farooq is at Balboa Park, which is in San Diego, every Sunday. We are showing up. We're going to show up with cameras and we're going to record the showdown. I won't tell you when. It'll be a surprise.
See all their prep work where they flew people in from different states and had cameramen and had their group, and they thought it was going to be like a surprise, shock, and awe. They thought that I'd be shook.
But I'm not going to give you the date because I don't want him to be shaking with fear.
do you want me to respond to you now? Is this a discussion now, or are you going to tell me?
Are you hijacking this discussion?
No, well,
Thank you, David. I'm not shaking. You're shaking, and I'll shake all you guys.
Yeah, you got the wrong guy. If you thought I'd be shook, no, not I. So what really happened, all I can say is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, جاء الحق وزهق الباطل. Verily, when the truth comes, the falsehood, it disappears, it runs away as Sam ran away.
Okay.
We don't think of the persons as divisible.
Okay.
There's a hypostatic distinction.
And those that stayed, they got humiliated. Why? Because their belief system is so corrupt, they couldn't even defend it, they couldn't explain it. But if you want to say whether who got humiliated or not, who you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to what they themselves say.
So I let Anthony take care of it, but David Wood embarrassed us. That
That is not right. No, you don't know the context at all. I'm shocked that David Wood is so ignorant of what happened. I'm really sorry. But you read the wrong things. You go online, you just read Islamophobe websites. You don't read books. That's the problem. Listen, I have a whole series on this. If you have the time, watch it so you can know. In Khaybar, there was a contract. Did you know this? No, you didn't know this. He didn't know this.
What's the source?
Ibn Kathir, Bidayah wa Nihaya, At-Tabari, Ibn Sa'ad, any book, Al-Maghazi, Ibn Ishaq, pick up any book. Listen,
What's the contract?
right? There was a contract with the Jews of Medina, and this is when Rasulullah went to Medina. Everybody, kids know this, right? When you go there, if somebody from the outside would attack, you would not support them. We would defend Medina together, okay? Banu Qunayza, you know Banu Qunayza?
That's what the Jews of Medina.
Yes, Khaybar wasn't.
Was that a treaty with Khaybar?
You didn't know Khaybar in the context of Medina.
No, different area. You think Khaybar's Medina?
Khaybar was
Khaybar's in
under
Medina.
the precincts of Medina. You don't know where
Jews of
Khaybar is at?
So there's no.
Have you been to Khaybar?
They're under the same.
Have you been there?
No.
I have.
Okay.
This guy's never even been there. Listen.
They visit the site.
Yes, of
the
course.
massacre at Khaybar.
Oh, listen, I didn't visit the site of a massacre of Khaybar. I visited Medina and went on a historic trip. I looked at Badr, I looked at Uhud, I looked at Khaybar, I looked at all these places to know the history, so I don't make a fool out of myself by saying that Khaybar was not under the Treaty of Medina.
The Jews of Khaybar agreed to the Treaty of Medina.
Yes.
Okay.
You know who? I just gave you four sources already.
Mention it, but where?
Bidayah wa Nihaya, look it up. You know Bidayah wa Nihaya? You don't know Bidayah wa Nihaya?
But David Wood embarrassed us But David would embarrass us.
If you kill your war captive, you will be held accountable. You can't just kill them without. This is not your property. This not. You can't just kill anybody you want. I am in shock, to be honest with you, that David.
Kill your slave in the Bible either.
Okay, so here, so this is the question, right? If this person comes and I beat him such a beating that he goes to the ER, he lives a day, and then from my beating he dies. Did I kill him or not? It's over, bro. It's over. Like Ahmad Hijab said, it's over, bro.
You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished. Wallahi, you're finished.
You know it's over. You know it's over, right?
Listening. This is
answer my question. If this guy gets beat, it's very simple, right? I beat him. He lives a day in the ER.
If you go to trial,
yes,
in the United States of America,
yes.
Right? If you beat this man,
yeah, and from my beating,
around for a couple days,
no, he goes to the ER.
Is manslaughter.
Where does it say walking around? You are lying, bro. Come on, listen, look. It does not say walking. He just lives a day or two.
Okay.
It does not. You're making verses up. He goes to the ER, and he dies from my beating.
Dies from your beating.
That is murder in America.
No.
Oh, you don't know the law.
No, they're going to judge your intent.
Okay.
No. Oh, you don't know the law. No, they're going to judge your intent. Okay.
If your dad had died, and I'm glad he didn't, and I'm sure you are too, right? Let's say they took him to the ER, they put him on life support, but a day later he died. You took a rod, like in the Bible, and you beat this man, right? A hammer, okay, right? So would they not put you in trial for murder?
They could.
They could now. Now they could. No more manslaughter now. Let me ask your cameraman, right? Let me ask you a question, right? Just ask a simple question. You know what? Why not? Okay, Mark, let me ask you, because unless you want to be in the conversation, Mr. Cameraman, it's a free country. You want me to ask you, sir? Huh? What?
It doesn't pick up. In fact, if you want to answer, you should come over here. This is shotgun.
No, I'm asking your cameraman, as an African-American man, I just want to ask you this question. When David Wood is saying that if a person has a slave, that's his property, and if he beats him so bad with a rod, male or female, that he lives one day, he should not be judged because that's his property. Do you agree?
That he won't be judged.
Oh, wow.
He won't be judged for capital
Where does it
punishment.
say that? You're making that up. Where does it say that? Okay, let's read the verse again, verbatim, okay? See, this is why you're ashamed of the Bible. And if a man, and you're listening, sir, because you're recording this, I want you to know what you're promoting. And if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod, so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. He should be punished. Didn't say murder, just punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive, not walking around, he made that up. If he remains alive a day or two, just remains alive, he shall not be punished. No punishment. He shall not be punished. This is Bible that he wants to dodge. Don't worry, we will get to that, but this is reality, okay? Hold on, let me finish. I'm reading. It says punishment. It does not say death. It does not say capital. You're making that up. Now, it says, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. Do you, sir, as an African-American man recording this, think that if a man is taken as a slave by force and beaten by his master, a woman or a man, such a beating that he dies a day later, that master has no punishment because that's his property? You want to promote that?
But David Wood embarrassed us. But David Wood embarrassed us.
See, this is the difference. The truth stands up. Even alone, even one, it will stand up. And falsehood, even if they bring all of their forces together, they will get disseminated, they will get destroyed, they will vanish. And now you see them bickering with each other, blaming each other. But at least one thing is clear, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, come and be clearly dominant over the false ideologies of the Trinity.
You know, what happens, a lot of people, they're not interested in building bridges or understanding. They just want to, so we kind of let them vent. It's okay, right? Yeah. So, do you know? Go ahead.
What was like the debate there?
Well, it's not really a debate, right? It's not even a discussion because he was just talking. So what happens is we're here to present a message, right? Some people, we're willing to have dialogue. We're willing to even have a debate. But some people, they don't want to listen because they know when you start listening, then you can't answer. So they just want to talk and bounce,
Yeah, they don't want to change their minds.
Right, and for us, we need to be open-minded, right? We need to know what is the truth, right? So this is. We don't see us going up to the Christian stalls and yelling at them. We don't go and chase people down. We just put the information out. Whoever, like yourself, open-minded, open-hearted people can come learn. If not, it's a nice day. People can walk around, right?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Do you know much about Islam already?
I don't know too much. One of my best friends is Muslim.
I only have one of these left, but it's going to be for you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you.
So this is
I would actually love to read through this.
Yes, it's a real basic book. So basically, the Islamic creed is very simple, right? We don't believe that God has kids or sisters or uncles or roommates and stepmoms and baby mamas and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's all human relations, right? God is greater than all of that. Like when you pray, you don't pray, I'm sure in your heart, you don't think monkey, right? Or like a statue made out of rock or something, right? You think a creator that is so great you couldn't even imagine, right? Imagine somebody who created me, you, but the whole world and the universe and stars and who knows, aliens and angels, and Allah knows best how many creations he even has, right? So we don't say he's a man. Like if you put a man has his own shortcomings, right? If you look at Jesus in the Bible, if the gentleman had let me speak, I would have shown it to him. He prays. Jesus prays, right? So here you find in the Bible, he went
human.
Exactly. So he went a little beyond then and fell on his face and prayed, right? So we said, who was he praying to? If he's God, is he praying to himself? He's looking in a mirror?
Right.
Obviously not. So Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon all of them. We love them all. You never see a Muslim disrespect Jesus or Moses or Abraham because we love them. They were all sent with the same message, right? But as you know, the message, this is a New American Standard. This is the King James. I have the New World Translation, NIV. They all have differences, different verses. Not just different words, the Catholic Bible is different from the Protestant. So what happened is you have the original message of Jesus, and then you have the Greek, then you have the Romans that for their own political, they start changing. I'll give you an example. If two men fight together and the wife of one draws near to rescue her husband from the hand of the one attacking him and puts her hand out and seizes him by the genitals, then you should cut off her hand and your eye shall not pity her. Right? So imagine two men are in a fight and a wife wants to help out her husband. She kind of jumps in to save him. She hits the guy and squeezes the guy's genitals. Now you got to cut off her hand. And you can't even feel bad for her, right? I don't believe this is the message of God.
Right.
This is people that have, you have slave beatings, all these things. People for their own political cause or whatever else, they wrote with their own hands and ascribed it to God, right? That's why you have so many contradictions across the Bible. The Quran, you will not find that. We have the Quran, we have the... Can you answer any more the English Quran? Why? Because that is purely preserved. The language of Jesus is Aramaic, right? But the earliest manuscripts are in Greek, Koine Greek, common Greek, right? And if you look at most of the old manuscripts, many parts of Mark and John, like John 17 onwards, these aren't even in the oldest manuscripts. They were fabricated later, right? So people have put their own, and the people, preachers like this, they don't want to read the actual Bible. They just want to scream and yell and walk away, right? And this is the problem for us. We say research, read, and then choose. Allah guides. Our job is to open up the message. So beautiful message. One creator, no kids, not white, not black, not Chinese, not a monkey, none of that, not human, not even comparable. We say laysa kamithlihi shay. There is nothing that you can even give an example. He is ta'ala, much above. He created everything in the universe and more than what we can't imagine. And he sent us guidance, right? Anything that's made, if you buy a cell phone, right? There's going to be a user manual. It's going to tell you what to do, what not to do. So we said these holy scriptures were those user manuals, how to live with each other. Don't kill your neighbors, don't steal, don't rob, don't worship idols. If you look at the same core message across the different religions, right? But then you have corruptions. Like you had the Unitarians who believed that Jesus was not God, but then the Christian, the Council of Nicaea and stuff, they went to the divinity of Jesus. They kind of changed that message to fit the Northern European pagan traditions, right? Like, you know, Christmas, right? Nowhere in the Bible. Right? It's a pagan festival, right? Easter, based off a pagan festival, like Halloween, all these things. So these things are all human inventions.
Right.
We do believe in the message of Jesus as it was to him, but not in what you see today, right? You see all these strange ideas.
My family is Jewish, and so it's kind of similar
There you
to
go.
the way of an Abrahamic religion. Where,
Exactly. So look at the Jewish faith. If you look at the pure concept of monotheism, you'll find it as well, right? But then you have like the Hasidic Jews, then you have the ultra-Orthodox, and then you have different Reconstructionist Jews, and everybody kind of developed their own little traditional practices, right? And they brought it into the religion. Like we had a Orthodox Jew here a couple of weeks ago, and he was explaining how those big furry hats that they wear came from a Polish king that originally put it to like Moses didn't dress like that, David didn't dress like that, right? So what we say is go back to the original message, get away from all the things that were invented in, you know? And that's
really
what,
interesting. I like
that's why the
that.
Quran, it was memorized during the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, word by word, letter by letter. Right? And we have till today standing here people who have memorized the whole Quran all over. So now what happens is that message cannot be changed because we have it in hearts and minds, manuscripts and all. So we stick to the original. Yeah. So,
wow, that is really interesting. Thank you for giving me.
well, we appreciate you coming by, and you have the book. We're here every Saturday and Sunday. If you have
I've been
questions.
learning a lot through one of my friends who's
Nice.
Muslim, and she's practicing. And
Excellent.
so it's very interesting to me. So thank you very much.
We appreciate the
and
conversation.
I will definitely read through this. I
And
hope
talk-
more people are nice to you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being nice.
Of course. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great day. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. حياكم الله. مرحبا بكم.
متابعك
يوسف.
متابعك على اليوتيوب
حياكم الله.
وانا جاي من فلسطين
ما شاء الله من بلد الأنبياء فلسطين.
الله يحررها
آمين آمين يا رب العالمين.